Hello everyone, welcome to William and the Magic Box. Today on our show, we are going to have Mark. Mark is from Melbourne in Australia. So, let's see what Mark has to say. Enjoy the interview. Hello. Hello Mark, how are you?
I'm good, how are you?
I'm very well, thank you. Thanks so much. How was your day today?
Good one, actually, because end of summer, so it was a nice day.
Okay.
Pretty
And
good.
it's almost midnight over there, isn't it?
Yeah, it's in half an hour, yeah.
Oh my God, thanks so much for
Yeah.
being so nice and
Oh, that's all right. It's the weekend.
It's cool, that's cool, that's true. Okay, Mark, just before we start the game, just tell me where are you from?
Melbourne, Australia.
Right. And what's the best part of living in Melbourne, in your opinion?
I would say it has to be the people, because everyone just comes together when things get a bit rough. I mean, even when they don't, everyone's just generally laid back, but also got a bit of an edge about them. So it's kind of both in one world, if that makes sense, which is good.
That's good.
And everything's like easy to get to. I mean, I live really close to the centre of the city, so it's perfect.
Amazing.
But I'm of a British background anyway, so
Very good. And what do you do for a living?
I work in finance.
Oh, wow, interesting.
Yeah, been a long time. It's good. I'll have it.
So you like numbers?
Yes. I'm not always the best at them, but I try. I get it wrong sometimes.
Of course, absolutely. And what do you like the most about your job?
People I work with, I'm good friends with, that also helped, especially when COVID happened. We got to get work from home. We only go in the office every so often. So it's been a big change, but definitely the people help. That makes it the most important part, yeah.
Absolutely. So you've been working from home since last year, or?
Since March, yeah.
My God.
I only go in the office every so often. That's about it. Maybe I've been in the office maybe 8 times in a year. That's it. The rest is at home. Yeah.
Oh wow! But people there in Australia right now, people they are allowed to go back to work if they want to, or not yet? Still locked down.
Not everyone, no. We're not allowed to go in back to the office full time yet. Still not. So no, it'll be for some time. But that's all right. I don't mind it. Half and half.
It's a new word, isn't it? I think everyone is adjusted to this new word right now. So
yeah, I do miss seeing my British family. I wanted to get back, but not going to be for a while yet, unfortunately. Get down to Salisbury, but it's a shame. But I want to get back. Haven't been for a while.
That's for sure. And all your family, they live in Melbourne as well?
Yes, except for the ones in Salisbury. I've got family in Africa as well, but other than that, everyone else is in Melbourne. So I've got family everywhere.
That's good, that's good. Okay, Mark, so welcome to William and the Magic Box.
Yes.
I've got this lovely box here, okay, full of random fun questions. So
Awesome.
I'm just gonna play some music now, just for us to get a little bit in the mood before the first. Yeah. Ready?
Yes.
Let's do it. Like your moves, Mark. Good, very good.
Dancer, that helps.
Ready for the first question?
I am indeed. Go for
Let's do
it.
it. Right. So what's the biggest difference between you and your best friends?
Oh, I would say that I am completely contradictorily different with them. I can be calm and normal. Can also be like jump off the bandwagon pretty quick and jump to conclusions, but also I'm pretty much swirling massive contradictions. Yeah, but it works. Whereas my friends are a bit more level-headed. I'm not always level-headed. Not at all.
All your close friends, they live in Melbourne as well?
Yes. Yeah. Thank goodness. That helps.
That's good. Absolutely.
Okay.
Yeah. I think so.
Okay.
My best friend, he lives in Canada, in Montreal.
Oh.
But yeah, but the thing, it's funny because I mean, close. Sometimes it's very interesting because he's my best friend, but at the same time as well, I've got very good friends around me in London. But for some reason, the person who I talk the most, the person who I FaceTime the most, it's him. You know what I mean? Sometimes it's very interesting, and he's straight. You know, so I have very good gay friends around me. And sometimes I talk more about gay things with him than my gay friends.
That actually makes sense to me. Yeah.
Yes, it's sometimes it doesn't matter how far they are. It's just when the connection is there, nothing that's going to kind of a barrier.
Yeah, it's awesome.
That's for sure. Let's go for the second question.
Go for it.
Mark from Melbourne. Let's go for the second question. Which movie had a big influence on you?
The Hours is my favorite movie ever.
Tell me about it.
It's
Why?
one Nicole Kidman. Do you remember that one where she plays your ride Virginia Woolf?
Yeah.
It's just, and also Meryl Streep's in it. Love it. It's my favorite movie ever. But the director of it also directed me on stage when I was a child actor in Melbourne in the Spectacles. So actually, he was my boss once upon a time. So that's awesome. I hope it happens to be my favorite movie too. His name's Stephen Daldry. Ever heard a movie called Billy Elliot? He directed that as well.
Oh my
So
God,
he directed me on stage, and then he directed my favorite movie ever. Coincidence? Who knows? That's a good
amazing.
movie.
So,
Yeah.
so why that had a big influence on you?
Because I also write, so that's why I'm always interested in movies that are literature-based as well. And I thought, oh, I'll watch it. I got directed by him. It might be good. I loved it. And Nicole Kidman won an Oscar for it. But she nailed the role, but also love Meryl Streep too, so I can't deny that. She's awesome.
I'll tell you something now.
She's great, and we shared a boss, so go figure. It's a good little connection.
Absolutely, absolutely. I'll tell you something now. I met Meryl Streep once.
Oh, awesome.
I did,
Fun.
and I couldn't believe. I'll tell you something now. I was working in a hotel in London at the time, a few years ago. And remember when The Devil Wears Prada came out?
Oh God, yeah.
Yeah,
I love it.
So she was in London. I don't know if you heard about the BAFTAs. The BAFTA is like the you know, the Oscar in Hollywood. And so she was here promoting, and I was working in the hotel. And so I remember arriving to work. It was very early morning, and my manager said to me, "Oh, Willie, can you take this tray of breakfast, please, to this room?" I was like, "Oh yeah." So I just didn't have time to kind of hand over properly.
That's it.
I just took this tray. I went to the room. I rang the bell, and suddenly Meryl Streep opened the door.
Brilliant.
I was like,
oh
my God. You know,
I
remember walking the room, like with the tray, breakfast tray, and she was walking behind me. I was like, oh my God, I can't believe it's just me and Meryl Streep in this bedroom right now. You know,
It's
like,
brilliant, oh my God.
God. And yeah.
I would love that.
It was just like a unique experience. I'll never forget that. My God.
It's so good.
Oh my God, yes. Amazing. Right, let's go for another question, Mark. Let's do it. I'd like to see you dancing as well. Right. Mark, what makes you most passionate about, what are you most passionate about?
Charity, because I went through an illness. So from then on, I've always, I do monthly donations to quite a few charities in Australia and around the world. So that to me is very important because I overcame an illness. So I've got to give back for the rest of my life because I got helped. So yeah, it's pretty important to me. And I'm not going to stop doing it either.
That's amazing. That's amazing. And when did you realize that when you got into it, like helping charity, when was that?
That was 3 years ago. I started more giving. I've always been charitable anyway, but I've enhanced it after my surgery. So I was like, yeah, got to give back. So I did, and I'm not looking back from that. And it's making a difference in people's lives. So I love it.
Oh, that's amazing. That's amazing. That's very interesting. Very good. Very good. Let's go for another question. Let's do it. Right, just before the next question, Mark, and in your opinion, what's the most challenging part of living in Melbourne?
Last year would have been the 110 days of lockdown we had. That was pretty strange times because we've had a few lockdowns since, but shorter ones, but 110 days of severe restrictions was pretty tough on 4 million people. So it was not fun. It was just crushing for everyone. And we had a fair bit of death too. So it was just, it wasn't good. That was last winter. So that would have been your summer. It was not fun at all. The city's still reeling from it a bit. I've had a couple of lockdowns since, but only shorter ones. But 110 days was brutal. It wasn't good. 2020 was sucky. The whole world. Well, yeah, it wasn't good.
Absolutely.
Yeah, and we're bouncing back slowly.
I see. And do you have what's the next step now? Right now, there isn't any, like, when the lockdown is going to finish. There is like some kind of expedition right now, or?
We had a sharp 5-day one last week. We'll come out of that again, and now it's just it's called COVID normal. So it's still restricted. You're still going to wear masks in some places and things like that, social distance. So it's not going to be the same for a long time, fully. That's the same for the whole world. Yeah. That's for sure.
That's for sure.
The same spot. Yeah.
Absolutely. Right, Mark. Next question is there a dream you always had?
Oh, would have been when I was younger, it was acting, which I got into, and that was awesome. Then when I got older, I still like acting, but also I'm like, oh, I think I prefer writing. So I write music, which is good. It's hard, but I'll still love acting, of course, but I'm also going to aim for to be a writer, I think more, which I shouldn't, but I'm like, why not? I prefer it.
So you'll be writing something right now, or?
Yes, I've written 20 songs since December. So I moved house in December, and the creativity just came back. Don't know how, but it just suddenly came back in December. So I was like, awesome. So I've done 20 pieces since then. So I'm pretty happy with it.
Oh wow! And
yeah, it's been out.
And and which kind of songs do you write?
Oh, it's anything. All the lyrics could be for anything. Just could be any type of music, country, rock, pop. It's varied, which is at least I can hone in on that, which is good. But sometimes I'm like, oh, what am I going to write? I'm like, oh, it could be anything, folk music. So it's all different types.
Very good.
Which is fun.
Good for you. Very good.
Thank you.
Question. Let's do it. Right. Let's get another question for you.
Yeah.
Mark, what's the most beautiful thing someone has done for you?
Oh, well, that would actually be the entire population of Victoria, the state I live in, because I didn't pay anything for my brain surgery. And the surgery would have been, it's over $120,000, but the taxpayer here funded it. So I owe the state of Victoria my life for that. So that's the nicest thing actually, because for them, I didn't pay anything for the surgery. It's called Medicare. So that was just brilliant. So that actually is a nice thing in my life, yeah.
That's beautiful, that's beautiful. So you had a brain surgery?
I did 4 years ago. This month, 4 years ago, yeah.
Wow. And what was the reason why, if you can talk about what was
the brain tumor that I had. I have epilepsy, a mild version of it, but then they also found a brain tumor, benign, but it was still causing seizures and a bit of discomfort. So that got removed 4 years ago. It was a 9-hour surgery, so it was not fun. But I'm also glad I got through it, which is good. It was tough afterwards. It was like, that was a headache and a half, let me tell you. But yeah, I owe the whole state that, because they funded it, so it's pretty good. They didn't pay anything for it.
That's amazing.
Yeah.
That's good. That's good. And the recovery of the surgery how long took the recovery of your surgery?
Surprisingly, not as long as you'd think. It was only a few weeks. I was able to go for small walks and get on my exercise bike. So it wasn't as long as you'd think, even though it was 9-hour surgery. Who knows? But yeah,
wow.
What's the word? I bounced back pretty easily.
That's amazing.
Even after brutal surgery, yeah, which I would not recommend getting it done because it hurts. It wasn't pretty. I look like a mess after it.
Oh, that's amazing. Well done to you. Very good.
Thank you.
Another question. Good. Another question. Great, Smart. Let's get another question for you.
Go for it.
Right. Okay. Describe yourself in one positive word and one negative word only.
Oh, alrighty. Negative word, bitchy. Positive word, grateful and humble. So there's 2 words for that one. Both. I'm contradicting you.
Good. So what would say a negative one be to? Why you'd say that?
I can be bitchy at times, and everyone that I know knows that, and I've been like that for years. Only sometimes not mega bitchy, but a little bit. So I've always got that little part of me still, but then the other side's totally humble and down to earth. So it's contradictive, like I said. I'm both.
I think all of us. I think all of us we have this beach side. You know what I mean? Like this beach.
I do. Yeah. I always have since I was younger. Yeah. It's not going away.
It's your personality. At least you know. So it's a good part.
Oh, yeah. Self-awareness.
Absolutely. Absolutely.
Totally.
Another question. Okay, Mark. Next question for you is: if you could be a character in a movie, who that would be and why?
Oh, easily. That would be Superman, because I'm obsessed with him my entire life. I've always wanted to fly, so that's a no-brainer.
So you've always liked it?
I grew up obsessed with Superman, Supergirl, both, my whole life.
Oh wow!
My favorite movie as a kid.
Wow! And do you like most now the new Superman movies or the oldest one?
Oh, older ones. God, yeah, the originals. Yeah.
So different.
Definitely.
Absolutely. Me too. Me too. I prefer the oldest ones. There's
Okay.
something there different, isn't it? There was no more, not a lot of technology, but at the same time,
Yeah.
I think it looked real. You know what I mean?
Exactly. Oh my god,
Yeah.
that's so much better. I don't like the new ones. Like
That's
Christopher
true.
Reeve all the way.
Absolutely. I agree with you. I agree with you. I'm gonna run. Let's do it. Right, Mark, just before the next question, do you have brother and sister as well?
I've got one older sister. Yes.
In Melbourne as well?
Yeah. Yeah. Not too far. Maybe 20-minute drive from me. Yeah. So not too far at all.
And are you guys close?
Yes.
Yeah.
Sure are. She's hilarious.
Very good. Very good. Right. Next question is, how would your best friend describe yourself?
Oh, they would say probably just funny, because I'm always cracking jokes and sometimes inappropriate jokes, but also just jokes. So yeah, that is me. I've not changed since I was younger. I'm always the life of the party. Mm-hmm.
And what is your star sign?
Pisces.
My mom's Pisces. Is March, beginning of March, or?
Yeah, my birthday's in 1 week. So yeah, it's that time again. Mm-hmm.
Which
Next
day?
Saturday. 6.
6. Okay, my mom is the 9th. My mom is 9th of March.
Oh, so close.
Yeah, and the thing is, very caring people. They're very caring.
Yes,
they're very, very caring. They put themselves on the people's shows like easily. Very fast. Yeah.
Empathy. Yeah, that is
one
us.
of the biggest characteristic of this, that's for sure. Pisces.
Oh, sure is. Yeah.
Cool. Let's get another question for you, Mark. Okay, before the next question, what's the biggest difference between Melbourne and Sydney, in your opinion?
I would say, there are differences, but there's also not, if that makes sense. I would say the difference would be the people in Melbourne are a bit more harder edged, and Sydney people are a bit more laid back. So this is from my experience, because I've been in Sydney so many times, can't even count. So there is that noticeability, yes.
Right, and there is this kind of, competition between cities, you know what I mean? This kind of, okay, I'm from...
Over the years, yes, not so much now, but there was previously, yes. But I haven't really noticed it for a few years now, so no, I think it's mellowed out a bit.
How about the accent? There's a different accent between cities or not?
Oh God, yeah.
Really?
Yes. Mm-hmm.
Oh wow.
They call things different than what we do. Yeah, it's hilarious. That's just a running joke. Yeah.
Oh wow, that's very interesting. Very good. Next question is, if you could go back in time in one moment in your life, what that would be and why?
I would go back and make sure I kept my photo of Hugh Jackman, because I was in Beauty and the Beast with him on stage, and there's a photo of me with him the last night of the show. I can't find it, so I'd make sure I keep it safe. I can't find it.
No.
I've been searching, my dad searches, we can't find the photo. We took it, but I can't find it.
But how did it happen? So you were playing the same play with him as well, or just...
Yes, in Beauty and the Beast.
Oh my
But
God.
I can't find the picture. All I've got is a program as proof.
Oh my God, that's a bit like...
Ooh.
Oh my God.
I got paid as a kid to act, so it was good.
Good, that's good. That's a good part.
Oh, God, yeah.
I enjoyed the show so far, Mark.
Love it, it's good.
Yeah, very good.
Yeah, okay, awesome.
Another question.
Go for it.
Before the next question, so tell me what's the inspiration you find to write your music?
Seriously, I've not written in years, and I moved house in December, and just as soon as I moved, I could write again. I don't know what that writer's block was, but I've not written a song for like 7 years, and I moved house 2 months ago, and I can write 20 things now. Who knows? I can't figure that part out. It's bizarre, isn't it?
That's amazing.
I've writer's block for years.
Wow, so it just came naturally, like just felt like, okay,
Yeah.
I'm gonna...
Yep, just out of nowhere. After
wow.
so many years. But it's good though. I'm pretty happy with what's coming out so far. I'm like, oh, this has been a while.
Oh wow, that's amazing. Very good, very good.
It's bizarre, yeah, totally.
Next question is, what scares you the most about your future?
Oh, to be honest, nothing really, because I've been through some rough patches. So I'm thinking, if I can get through a brain tumor, I can get to what else is coming up. So nothing, to be honest. I'm more calm in that sense, which is strange after having an illness, but surprisingly nothing. I've mellowed out a bit. Who knew?
No, that's I understand your point. I think when you go through like you went through this such a tough time in your life, such a a period, and when you look, and I'm sure like when you look back, it just took this like this strength, to say, okay, come on, I've been through that. This
Resilience.
Resilience. Yeah, it's nothing like that's gonna. That's for sure. I think that's what matters when we go through tough times in our lives. Sometimes when you are in there, we don't understand. You are kind of lost in your thoughts. You are very
Totally.
Unbreakable, actually breakable. You're very breakable. You're very sensitive. But in the future, when you look back, my God, now I kind of understand why I went through that for some reason.
Yeah.
You get the answers in the future. You don't get the answers when you're going through that. You just get the answers in the future.
Yeah.
And you feel so grateful somehow. You feel grateful that you went through there because everything counts. I think at the end of the day, everything counts and everything makes us the person who we are. And when we are grateful as well for the bad sides and for the positive sides as well, that's what makes it interesting. That's the part. That's for sure.
Realization. Yeah.
I always tell my friends, I think if life would be just like stars, flowers, we wouldn't learn anything, and it would be so boring in a way. You know what I mean? Everyone would be like bored. But when you go through time, that's for sure. That's for sure.
Okay.
Another question.
Go for it.
Right, before the next question, tell me a funny story that happened to you when you were doing acting, like when you're on stage or any kind of interaction you had in the past. If you had like a funny story.
Well, I was in a musical in high school, but the thing is, I had the lead role, but I can't sing very well, so I had to sing 3 songs of my own. I was like, oh, this is awful. Surprisingly, I wasn't too bad, but I wasn't the best, so that was embarrassing. I had the lead role as a singer. Couldn't sing shit.
But it was at school.
And I had to sing for 2 weeks on stage every night. Just about, I was like, oh, this is bad. But I wasn't as bad as I thought it would be, but I was not very good. So I should stick to acting more, not singing on stage. I'll never do it again. I was awful.
Next question is, what 3 things do you want to be remembered for in life?
Ooh, that would be for my empathy, for giving, and for understanding the world around me, which I think I'm doing pretty good at now.
Right. So let's say 3 things. So your empathy.
Yeah.
And the second one?
Helping people through charity, because we support a lot of charities each month, and that's making a difference. That counts.
Totally. And the third one?
It's just, sometimes it's hard to think, and it's also, but also being a nice person, being caring, and also just being there for people, which is pretty important. I don't really want to be remembered for writing or acting, because that's not really giving back as such. So I want to be remembered for helping other people, because I like to be put other people first, not myself. Because I'm bored sometimes.
But you never know, Mark. Sometimes you can be remembered for your music as well, because it comes so naturally from you. You never know, I think you're being modest, I think. You just don't want to put it on there.
Who knows? I'm not even, I don't even want to be famous as such. I'd just rather write behind the scenes would make me totally fine.
I think it's too late now, because this show is going to be so popular in the future. When this interview goes live, you're in trouble now.
There you go. Yeah. I know. You can't take it back.
You see, too late
now. Classic.
Another question. Right, next question for you. Okay, what's something not many people know about you?
Oh, that is going to be a tough one, because I'm an open book. See, that's hard. You stumped me with that one, because I tell people everything and everyone knows everything about me. So that, I don't think there's much that people don't know.
I'm
people
sure there is something.
What is there? Oh my God.
Think about your daily routine, like on your own. There's always something.
Oh, I do have something. I'll show it to you. If I have a headache in the morning and I'm sitting at work at my desk, I put this acupressure thing on my head and it calms the headache away. I wear this as I'm working. No one knows that.
You
now
see?
They do.
There we go.
Yeah.
There we go.
Right in front of me.
There's always something that we do our daily, daily routine that some people they don't. Sometimes for us normal because we do every day, but sometimes people go, I didn't think you do that.
I wear for hours. Yeah.
See?
It's good.
Good one. Right, I have 3 questions left for you.
Let's go for it.
for you is, what things do you consider to be relationship deal breakers?
Ooh, that for me would be excessive drinking, because I drink but not a lot because I have medication for my epilepsy, so I'm not meant to drink that much anyway.
Mhm.
Also, another one would be empathy. If you can't care for other people besides a relationship, then it's not going to work. And also, sounds awful, but really, really bad fashion, it's not going to work.
Why is that?
Put it this way, you can't wear, if I'm dating you, you can't wear pink leotards out in public. It's just not going to look good with me. It would clash with my skin. So it's like, nah, that's a deal breaker. So it's not going to look good, because I like to wear contrasting colors.
I see. Okay, the
Yeah.
message is out. The message is out.
Sure is. That's a performer in me, yeah.
Cool. 2 questions left. Let's do it. All right. Next
for it.
question is, what is the most romantic thing someone ever done for you?
Ooh. I'm still friends with my ex, but when we first started dating 10 years ago, within 6 weeks of dating, he took me to New Zealand for my birthday. That was a nice surprise. At least you knew him 6 weeks. We're still friends now. We only lasted a year because it was a bad relationship. We were just like, well, not going to work, but we're friends ever since. But yeah, 6 weeks after, he took me on a trip to New Zealand. I'm like, oh, out of nowhere, thanks. This is awesome. It was pretty good. Business class too. So I'm like, sweet. I'd known him 6 weeks at that point. Yeah.
Wow. Wow.
Yeah.
Very
Don't
good.
ask why he did it, but he did.
Oh, sweet. Lucky you. Very good. Good one.
Like,
Right, Mark. Ready for the last one?
yes. Hit me.
Let's do it. Right. So the last question is, would you ever get a tattoo, and what that would be?
I have 2 tattoos, yes.
Tell me about
I've
it.
got 2. They're both names of dogs of mine who passed away over the years. So they're just my pet names on my ankles, both sides of my ankles. Yeah, 2 names on there. My
And
favorite little doggy.
how long did they live for?
One was 13, the other was 8. But they were gorgeous little things. So I'm like, well, I'm going to get your names on me. So yeah, I've had the tattoos on them for years still. But that's only 2 tattoos I've got.
And what their names?
It was Romy and Daisy.
Sweet.
They're my little girls, but that was a long time ago. But that's the only tattoos I've got. I've got nothing else since.
Good. Are you planning to have another one?
Well, my dad's dog passed away last year, but I was really close with the dog, so I might get Jack's name on me too at some point, yes.
Okay.
But I don't know when. I haven't thought of that one yet.
Okay, Mark. So now let's play the quick thinking game. Okay. So I'm going to give away some words, and you just tell me one word that comes to your mind. Okay. Let's start with politics.
Oh, Scott Morrison, awful in Australia.
Right.
Ugh.
Love.
That would be happiness.
Money.
Don't really care for it, to be honest. No.
Family.
Everything.
Sex.
Good thing.
Life.
Essential.
Religion.
I'm not religious, but if you are religious, it doesn't bother me at all. Like, believe in what you want to believe in.
Sure. I think religion is it's a personal thing. You know, it's very
Yeah,
personal.
God, yeah. Absolutely.
The religion.
Yeah.
How about friendship?
Very important
Fear.
for everyone. Yes, fear is everywhere. It's always lurking somewhere, but it's good.
How about regrets?
No time for them.
Good. Desire.
That would be a lot.
Success.
Not very important to me, no.
Okay. Happiness.
Just one of them. Essential to life for everyone.
How about wish?
Ooh, genie.
Oh, right. And if I tell you Melbourne, one word.
Superb.
And the last one, Australia.
Love it.
Good, very good. Right, so let's pretend now I'm going to have a cup of tea with your lovely sister, and I'm going to ask your lovely sister, what was the most memorable lesson you learned from Mark, and what do you think he still needs to improve on? What do you think your lovely sister would tell me?
Oh, the lesson she'll tell you is pay attention to Mark, because when the going gets tough, he steps in and fixes things when other people wouldn't. And what else would you tell? Oh, there's so many things she'll tell you. It's endless. Because I'm a source of entertainment for her as well, because I'm a swirling contradiction, where she's more level-headed, so very different there. That's hard. Oh, don't know. She would tell you so many stories that it will embarrass me, but I don't get embarrassed easily, so it's not going to work either.
And what would be the negative thing you need to improve? What she would say, do you think?
My bitchiness.
Yeah?
Yeah.
She's aware of it. She grew up with that.
Oh, so yeah, very aware. Mm-hmm. Very aware.
Right, Mark. Right, so let's play now, Mark, in the magic box, okay? And you can ask me a question. But right, Mark, you can ask me a question now.
All right. What on earth made you start doing this? That's what's being thinking about after days now. Where did this come from, this idea? What is this?
Right.
Go for it.
Good question. I believe that this idea, literally, I think it was something hidden in myself, was something that was there, and I was trying to figure out for the last few years in my life. I think since I've been an adult, since I started understanding about life, I always try to, I think everyone's like that. I think we always try to find our path. We always try to find what we enjoy in life, what makes us feel happy, what brings joy in the, like, for ourselves. And I asked this question to myself, like, for so many years. And I remember, like, talking to friends, to people around me through my life. And I always been fascinated for people to always say, okay, I love what I do. It's not even work. I just feel it's like a joy. And funny enough, I've always been like trying to find this joy in myself. And deep inside, I knew one point would come up to me. And it's funny because if you'd ask 2 years ago a question to me like, William, what are you most passionate about, or what do you like to do for life? I wouldn't have an answer for. I wouldn't have an answer what I like what my joys are, but I wouldn't have an answer like, oh my God, I don't know what I'll do for life. Like, what brings me joy? That's I would even don't call work. I would call like as a joy.
Yes.
And literally, I think that's the interaction I'm doing right now. It's something that I've always been doing in my life. I've always been interacting with friends, with people. When I go on holidays or at work, I always have this interaction. I go like, oh, tell me something interesting about your childhood. I like this interaction with people. So one day, during the first lockdown last March, I went for a run in the park, and this idea just popped to my head. I would never forget that. I remember walking and like running, and I was like, oh my God, that's what I'm going to do. I'm going to create a channel where I can talk to people. I can see their point of views. I can let them express themselves, people worldwide, and I would like those people to connect with other people as well. So everything about the show is about connecting with people. It's about express your point of view. It's about people connecting with you. And I'm sure when this interview goes live, people gonna connect with you as well. They're gonna be showing like. You know what I mean? You're so genuine talking about your surgery, about your past, what enjoys you in life. And I'm sure people, they're gonna look at this interview, they're gonna go like, oh my God, I'm so like, yes, they're gonna be like, oh my God, I'm so impressed that he went through that and I was alone as well. So this kind of situation, you know what I mean? So
brilliant.
That's my to you, Mark. It's just interaction, just people to connect with people. And I'm so grateful that I found my path, and I just like to do that for 24 hours because I enjoy so much. And
that's a good path. Yeah.
So I just think it's just something that I found my path, the good path, and something that of course I got on projects as well based on this one. But what I'm doing right now is just something that it's a gift, and I found my way in life. That's my answer to you, my genuine answer to you.
That is priceless. That's a good answer. I like it. That all makes sense. That's good.
Thank you so much. And did you have a good time? Did you enjoy your time?
Yes, I got it. I'm easygoing, so totally.
Thanks so much. Thanks for being kind and sweet and stayed until this time now to this interview with me. That's amazing. I just appreciate that.
Welcome.
And just before you go, if you don't mind to share a positive quote or positive message, something that inspires you.
It's a nice simple one. I've been living by it for years now. It's simple. This too shall pass. I think the world needs to listen to that. I think, things are tough, but it's not going to be forever tough. So if you just have some resilience, just get up each day and go, we can get through it. Just be calm, think about it, formulate a plan, but also keep smiling at the same time, and it will pass. Then nothing's forever.
As we were talking earlier, and in the end, be grateful for this tough time as well, because it's important.
Yeah.
It's important. It's important.
Sure
Somehow, I know it sounds a bit weird, because how you can be grateful for this stuff, but you understand in the future why. You understand, and that's what it's about.
Mm-hmm.
Mark, it was a pleasure. Thanks so much. Thanks for your time.
You're welcome. Thanks for inviting me.
Absolutely. And enjoy your evening. Have a good night. Bye-bye.
Bye. See you later. Bye. Take care. See ya.
Did you have a nice time? Enjoy the interview? William and the Magic Box. Don't forget to subscribe to our channel, William and the Magic Box. And if you'd like to be part of the show as well, just visit our website, www.williamandthemagicbox.com. Give a like, share the video, and see you tomorrow with another lovely interview. Bye-bye. See you tomorrow. Bye.